10 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen and Dota Pit fans. Welcome back to the Dota Pit Season 5 CIS Finals. It's Team Empire going against Virtus.Pro in a best-of-5 format. And I'm Call Guy for Beyond the Summit. I'm going to be joined again by my good buddy Rhyme. And here we are, friend, into real game number 3, and the score is really 2-0 now. There's been a lot of confusion, of course, coming into this series as far as if it was happening, if Virtus.Pro was getting a def win, if they were starting with a 1-0 advantage. But as things do turn out, we're all going back to square one. We're in game 3 with a 2-0 advantage for Virtus.Pro, and you know, we're just enjoying life in Dota, Rhyme. That's really what's going on at the end of the day, right?
Yeah, but Warlock, okay.
And then there's game 3. Yeah, and then there's game 3, and Empire's like, you know what? We've played, what is it, 8 games already today, and we're gonna Warlock first pick, game number 9. What are you gonna do about it?
Well, Warlock first pick has been increasingly popular in NA, I think.
Now, on that note, though, I remember when Warlock just kind of decided to burst back on the scene initially. That was a lot of, you know, due to Wings pulling it out as a great counter to the Shadow Demon plague. Shadow Demon's already been banned here, Rhyme, but they still value the Warlock. What is it that Warlock also brings, or what does he also do to the draft that he deserves this amount of freaking love?
He could be mid, he could be safe lane support. As a safe lane support, he's pretty good at zoning, he's got good damage, he's got very annoying heal, so he's hard to... Basically, he just zones out quite a lot of heroes quite effectively. He does well if he's given space to farm, because he just rocks people. And mid, he basically, if he wins his lane, then you can kind of walk around and use the threat of rock to secure whatever objectives you'd like, assuming the enemy team doesn't have enough. And VP pick up the Disruptor slightly earlier than they usually would, because I think they usually want to go for an offlaner plus the Priestess of the Moon for the first. They didn't get that this time, so because the bottom was banned out. And now it's up to Empire to decide what they want to do.
It's just still very intriguing and very different from what we see valued in a lot of the other regions, you know. Like, why, for example, OD just... He's not a thing? Was he even banned at all or picked at all this series? I know he hasn't been picked, but...
I haven't noticed him, no. I haven't noticed him get banned either.
Yeah, just like a shadow, just not really there. They don't really want to give him the time of day, and instead they'll move on forward and grab up something as luscious as the Enchantress pickup here. I wager just to kind of emphasize more aggression or more potential and potency in the early laning stage.
Yeah, increase the frequency of the running at, I think.
Yeah.
Is something Enchantress is pretty good at.
She's the fastest in the game, I hear.
Yeah, 3-3-5.
You know, tied only with Coddle.
Wait, Coddle got faster?
Oh, Coddle got faster, Rhyme. Coddle is the fastest, tied with Enchantress, and if you don't believe me, you could search it now and then be amazed at how fast this guy is. I mean, he should really be as fast as Light at the end of the day, but whatever, we'll take it.
Oh, an OD ban, we were just discussing it. So
alright, so, you know.
Chen being removed by Empire, so we don't want to have to fight that Enchantress Chen war that has annoyed so many people for so many years.
Yeah, me in particular, so I'm happy that we won't have to see Lil pull out the Chen again. Why? So no more of the days of the Lil Visage here. And do you think it's deserved so? Like, Lil's been pretty vocal about the fact that Visage just is not the same hero. You know, this might segue nicely if they happen to go Drow Visage, Rhyme. Wouldn't that be just wonderful? But
it would be quite.
Wouldn't that just be wonderful? But I was just gonna bring up a point, like, you know, why? You know, I wanted to hear your opinion on why Visage is not a thing, or could be a thing, or what your take on it is, because now it seems half feasible. I don't know.
Well, no, the birds are just really easy to kill. He doesn't have much presence in the early game. Try v try is becoming increasingly less prevalent, and he's not even that good at it anymore, because there's just lots of heroes that are quite strong in the same periods of time where he was. And okay, so you you farm up an ags, but it doesn't really do much because. Why do I even bother, honestly?
I'm
Like,
like
what's
a
the point?
guru, really. You know, it's just really what it's all about.
You just get VP.
Dire team ban.
Dang,
So-
man, that was awesome. That was great. I enjoyed that moment that only like 800 people probably got to witness there. But nonetheless, I would be scared here now, especially if you're Empire. But
I'm scared
Lil-
being me.
Seconds remaining.
I mean, arguably best Visage Dota has seen, would you say? Or is that too far?
There's probably some player on some Chinese team that's probably played Visage for quite a while, and he may be really talented. But I think out of all the Visage players, Lil is the most prevalent. He picks it in solo queue games. He picks it in CM games. He finds any excuse really to say pick me Visage because it's just his thing. So if he's definitely the most strong advocate for Visage today, but he's got it. So let's see. They've got Drow, Visage, Disruptor, so their try-in is pretty effective. Empire will probably need to, if they want Darkseer to get a lot out of that, there's two ways they could do it. They could try and rush him to the jungle, so he could farm safely, but wouldn't impact the Drow. Or they could try and use the Enchantress creeps and the Darkseer in tandem, and then try and pressure the Visage, who's pretty squishy, the Drow, who isn't really that good against the Darkseer, and then do stuff that way. So it's really just a question of if they want to ban some really strong mid hero that would force them to protect their own mid laner, or if they want to ban something that would kind of rotate much sooner and then make them worry about keeping a Darkseer hidden away in the jungle.
Puck stands out to me as a prominent option here for Virtus.Pro if they do want to go for it. I do remember no one playing it a lot when he was on Vega during like their ESL New York run where they ended up taking the title. It could be something that they do decide to fall back on. He even played Shadow Fiend a bit back then. And I actually saw him play Shadow Fiend not long ago. I don't know if it's something they tinker with, but they already have such a widespread lineup that really utilizes that ridiculous Drow aura, so why not just kind of butter that up even further? But it's on. The ball is in Empire's court here to get something that could be potentially matching up against it. I don't know Empire and what they do with Warlock, so I still have a question mark over my head. It's going to be the Lifestealer grab. Alright.
So PA mid, Lifestealer safe lane, Warlock supporting the safe lane, Enchantress probably going to be roaming for the dark, and yeah, Doom. Alright. So how are they doing
that was a
this?
fast Doom pick too.
Alright, so Lil's playing Visage, but Solo's playing the Doom, so... Oh. Is it... No. Maybe?
What?
Alright, Pash is playing the Disruptor.
Okay.
So are they just giving Lil mid Visage and then just doing Drow?
Oh, that is
no. They're
filthy.
giving carry Visage and then doing mid
No,
playing
Lil,
mid Drow.
Lil, there's no way Visage will be on this team and Lil will not be playing it.
Yeah,
Alright,
I
let's
mean,
set
like,
the
yeah,
record
sorry, yeah.
straight.
Lil's gonna be
They're
playing
doing-
carry Visage.
They're just like, you know what, dude? Take your Visage and take him to the promised land. We'll give you the best possible lane, best possible setup. Empire already on like max fatigue mode. Now you're going against the final boss, and that's a Lil Visage core. Are they ready? I don't know. This is going to be a game within itself.
Oh no, no one is just their Drow player, and Lil is just gonna go mid. Yeah. So there we go.
This is like,
Lil.
I imagine, I don't get to play, obviously I'm not that good, I don't play Lil in pubs. I've heard he's a dirty Visage pub picker, and I heard he also does play frequently in a core position in his pub too. So it's not like he's not used to playing this in this kind of position. I know we always used to see Lil play Visage in that cookie cutter kind of a setup in all of his officials, but from information I've gathered in the past, I would imagine he's used to playing this in a dominant position in pubs if necessary, you know, if he's got to take over.
Yeah, I used to queue into him at 4 AM and ungodly hours, and I would, because I was Invoker, so I just spam Invoker, and then he'd pick Visage, and I would have to play Invoker versus Visage, which I still have no idea how to play that lane properly, but I gave it a go. And he would just kill a significant number of my teammates, and then kill me, and then the game would be difficult. So, he just plays this a lot, anywhere he can. Like, he'll be on my team, and I'll notice it's Lil because he'll just first pick Visage and just put his face on the safe lane and say, me farm. And then he will farm, and he'll play Visage. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So we'll see which one that is.
I would imagine something, unless Empire's also meeting up with Lil in these same pubs, something they're not probably used to. So this could be a bit, uncomfortable for them at the start. I'm curious to see how they will adapt. It's going to be former teammates matching up too, as G on his PA going toe-to-toe against Lil. So PA versus Visage. Not one I even want to bother really getting into trying to dissect, because it's probably the first time I've ever seen this kind of matchup in Dota casting ever, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I haven't seen this lane too often either myself, but he's just gonna farm here, really.
It's just such a different purpose than what we're used to seeing from Visages before. We didn't even see Visages as it is, but bottom lane, Ramsey's gonna eat, some early harassment coming out so they can just zone him back and away. Respect my authority and such. Go to the jungle where you belong. Get out of this bottom lane.
Ramses, be careful.
Ramses is just all in. I mean, we don't see this guy playing the off lane very often, but my God, man, be careful.
Yeah, so he has the Fairy Fire, so he stays alive. He manages to secure himself this double wave, so he's committed suicide. He's going to respawn and TP back down. Collect the full load of XP, unless King R can pull this in due time.
Question. Now, obviously, a lot more people are getting privy to the whole efficient self-deny game. Is there ever a point where it might just become too out of control and something will come out from the Mighty Frog and he'll make adjustments, or do you think that is just part of the game and something you should accept? Keep a note that this is the same Frog/team that decided all the new Hellfire things were necessary.
Dear Lord. Right, so Lil's gonna. Yeah, so as to that, I think it's pretty silly, because basically, you first saw it when you had players like Lampercat. He would just sit there and he'd pick Skyroth Mage and he'd press Q approximately 7 times on the enemy mid laner. And then he'd go suicide to Ancients, and then you'd see the message that he died to Ancients, and you think oh, what's he doing? That's weird. He's just committed suicide. And then you realise he'd come back with full mana, and then he'd do it again. And then eventually mid players started associating that message on the side with Skyroth Mage and him dying, just to know that he's just going to come back. He's going to make your day even worse. So I think eventually public opinion is going to get to the point where people are going to be morally against the idea of people committing suicide, but to Ancient and things like that. But I don't know necessarily if it's a balance thing, because everyone can do it. I don't think it specifically benefits a certain playstyle even. So there's plenty of reasons why people do it. If they want to use all this stuff to farm a camp, or
I never thought I would be at a point as Solo eats a lot of damage here and will be forced out of his own jungle here by Miposhka. Never thought I'd be at a point where Lampercat would be referenced for something at all. As
he's just
something,
one of the first people I remember
pioneered, but
doing
one
it.
frequently saying, yeah, it's funny.
Oh, and
very unique,
Stan
fun
used to do that a
strat.
lot.
Clever stuff as they pull back and reset into the laning stage once more here. Aloha Dance being your big breadwinner in the CS department, 19-5, pulling slightly ahead, of course, of our PA. So farm working out pretty nicely here at Empire at the start. How is our mid lane paying off? 9-4 matching up against that PA. So far it's a slow journey here for Lil and his greedy Visage. I imagine, as we all do, that once Visage does get to the point of familiars, the game does change dramatically, but he's got to get there first, and he's got to work his way past Miposhka. Bambi coming out, and he gets double stunned. There's going to be the jump. Does pop off the heal, reflects back into the damage. He's trying to make it back in a way. They slow him down with a dagger. He uses the Fairy Fire. Can they slay this flying machine? He pops off with the nuke. It's not going to be enough to get the finish. He still goes down. All right, Miposhka moves in, helps clean it up. G looking for a follow-up takedown, hoping to get a hold.
The mini
golems.
golems.
A bit too greedy.
Oh, they
Golems all over the place. They're just beating the snot out of Pasha, but he will be able to back up and away. What a silly start here. But they will get Lil down. Man.
I think the important thing here is that while Lil was dead, he lost almost a full creep wave, and now, even though G dies as well, he's still going to get the full benefit of that XP.
Yeah.
So he's going to end up being half a level ahead almost, which is really quite significant in this matchup, because once PA gets 6, then staying on the lane with a hero like Visage, even if he does have 2 Ring of Protections and a wand, it might still be a bit spooky. So
yeah, a lot of armor. He'll be able to try to reflect it back, but yeah, still, at the end of the day, is a Visage and could tend to be a bit frail and have not too many ways, especially without the familiars, of being able to make it away from any sort of heavy confrontation. So, being cautious about his positioning here. His bomb lane, we witness a little bit of a tussle over this pole camp. Ramsey's pretty low in the level department here. He's level 3, almost 3.5 at about 5 minutes in. and has felt like a bit of a struggle for him to kind of, you know, get up to par with where he would like to be.
Yeah, so it's just generally... Oh, okay. G has decided to take his little break. He does this at the start of most games.
Yeah, you know, he's gonna dust off the router a bit. He'll be back. He'll be back.
I hope.
Alright. Poshka, level 3 as well. Just wanted to touch base with him. He's, you know, they felt like when they picked the Enchantress, they were hoping to kind of secure lanes a bit more. His impact on the mid lane already has kind of justified the pick, but I imagine he'll be looking to do a bit more here in the near future. If there is a lane that Empire need to kind of pull more focus on, is it the Visage lane again, or do they need to start kind of eyeballing the Drow here up at the top lane? They've already been doing a nice job kind of keeping the Batrider in check. I'm just curious if they want to continue to pull their attention anywhere else.
Ghostic is under attack, but he doesn't really have there's no fire sword to slap him with, so... He won't have time to deny himself though, so he needs to be a bit adventurous. Batrider's already making his way over to intercept. He's got another surge.
Deep now, and I don't know what the percentage of possibilities of this of making it out alive, but he just
he's gonna be at the suicide now. He's made it. Maybe?
Satyrs, take me! Satyrs, take me, please, seriously. Satyrs, please! No, Ramsey shows up and says, sorry, it's not going to be that easy and fast. And just,
yeah,
shoots him down.
Ramsey turned out to be his undoing.
Oh, man, and, you know, this was a Batrider who I was just, you know, kind of harping on a bit as far as where he was in this early laning phase, and now he gets that? Okay, all is right in the world for Ramses again. Back to bottom lane.
He's going to get his Tranquils soon enough, and then he's a bit less of a target. Aloha Dance still is very, very farm though, sitting on 43 CS to the Drow's 30. So it's just a question of like, if this Lifestealer does get very, very farmed indeed, will they be able to stop him from just biting people to death? Like, I think he's very vulnerable to just, well, the Drow being very vulnerable to just getting ran at.
I don't know. I mean,
Lifestealer just coming out of the woods with an Iron Shell.
TP's in lane. Solo gets the last hit as G goes down. Alright. I was just getting ready to acknowledge the doom. I was thinking about your point on who's going to really be stopping this Lifestealer's top lane. Nice glimpse back. They'll be able to get the takedown. It looks like on the Ghost Chick. Alright, back-to-back kills here for Virtus.Pro. Pulls them up in the kill score to 4-2. Nice little hot start for them, but as far as options on what they're going to have to kind of slow down the Lifestealer, is that where maybe the Doom comes into play? Is that his sole position? Is it like, take the Lifestealer out of the fight, or try your best to be able to do so?
I think it's so they do have something to do with the Lifestealer, so they have some reason for him to not just run in and beat people to death, but I think also you've got the whole Doom Enchantress mechanic thing. I think that's still a thing you can devour the creeps, and
yeah, of course.
Generally pretty useful for, well, yeah, I think they mostly picked it in this game for the early game roaming potential with just the Scorched Earth just chasing down supports, kind of running into the Batrider's lane so they can run people down.
Yeah, also, I feel like they really don't have much to stop, as you mentioned. When one rock comes down, BKB or not, you're going to get clutched in your spot, allowing the Lifestealer to make his approach. You have the jump-in factor here with G, which they're going to demonstrate right now on Lil. There's the dagger, the jump, the bomb, and even Poshka showing up. Lil is not for this world any longer. It's a three-man, very successful hate crime in the mid lane, as Empire will swing one back.
Alright, so Solo decides to be a little bit adventurous, but he's got the birds acting as guardians for the time being. They're getting a lot of damage on this tier 1, and no one is going to have a little skirmish, but back to mid lane. Solo is just kind of walking around saying, get away from my tower, and yeah, he's going to be forced more and more back, I think.
Ate the creep already, so it does relieve a bit of the pressure here, as Lil does make his return. Asmi Poshka rolls in, says, I'll go for the Grave Chill slow. Sets his course. You got to respect the bird damage. It's pretty good at this level. This early.
The drawer up, I thought.
Okay, and look at that. They get the pull back, but G just jumps right back out. And that will be the end of it. So rotations come out from Virtus.Pro, but they will come up short in getting anything fruitful. So it has been time for Ramses to farm in the bottom lane, which is nice for Virtus.Pro. He has Lasso now, but it's not until he moves forward into a Blink Dagger. I mean, how do you feel about Ramses playing this off lane position? Obviously, it's a bit different than what we're used to seeing him on, but he's got to get a Blink Dagger.
Yeah, they really wanted to do the mid Visage, so they have to wrap around the roles. I think it's just no one wasn't comfortable playing offlane, and Ramsey was just more comfortable playing Batrider. So there we go. He's getting quite a bit now. He's going to go for the drum, so he's just going to be the I run at things and I'm spooky in team fights kind of thing. Doesn't skill flame break because honestly, why would you anymore? He's not going to rely on lassoing people in particular for the time being because it's really hard for him to get in range. And he doesn't have the. He doesn't feel that he can reliably farm a dagger in this kind of game because it's going to be too active in this part. So kind of like what he's doing.
Action to top lane. Empire have smoked up. They have a chaotic offering rock to drop. And they want to see who they're going to be able to get the jump on here nearby. Pasha and no one. Oh, that's an easy target. Here comes the People's Elbow as they drop it right up from above, right on top of no one's head. Fatal Bond's connection between both the Drow and the Disruptor. He goes for a TP. He makes it away. That could have been an easy 2-0 snag by Empire, but Disruptor will at least be able to make it away with his life. Nonetheless, a drop of Drow, and it looks like a drop of a tier 1 will make it very sweet for Empire.
Sorry, what was that Drow Ranger's name?
No one, sir.
It doesn't matter.
No one. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter what his name is. Sorry, I felt like I had to. That was very
I did
cheesy.
it earlier. I'll let you have it. Mid lane.
Alright.
Lil's in trouble. Needs some help from the birds. Able to get the slow on the G. Turns it back and might be able to get it. Does get it done. Lil coaxes in G to what he thinks is going to be an easy pick, and they end up turning it right back around. Virtus.Pro still hold the kill advantage 5-4 and go for their own tier 1 push.
Drow Ranger has begun. He's got his Dragon Lance, he's got his level 9, he's got his Visage beside him, and together they will begin their crusade against the structures of the world.
They almost fall. They are not fans of carpentry or any sort of obstacle before them.
Architecture, it's a sin.
Yeah, especially radiant, good, green, lively architecture.
Anything remotely positive, really. It's a Drow.
That's gotta
it
go.
stands for all the evils of the world.
Roche has got to go because he's one of the evilest dudes on the block, so they move on in there and want to claim a second life. They pop the smoke, thinking that Empire's coming. Did they have? They had that ward. They had that ward deep, so they're beautiful play. They're gonna wrap all the way up and around and catch him with the pants down. Hello, how's it going, G? Have a doom and have a good day. He will take that one and call the night as they move on forward. They could go for King R. This is a no chaotic offering fight here by Empire, so it's very low on ammunition. They will now commit in with the wall, forcing them to crawl right on through it. King R ultimately will go down. Back on the other side, they won't be able to get the solo finish there with the help of the pop coming out there from Lifestealer, but no one moves on forward. Gets a double now as Ghost Chick gets dropped. Aloha Dance could be caught in a bit of an awkward pickle here, but no glimpse means they can't pull him back. Good heads up walk around smoke play from Virtus.Pro. Just read the approach from Empire and took advantage of it.
Right, so yeah, they still get those kills. They lose the Doom, but they get the Darkseer and the PA, which basically means all of Empire's damage is just kind of outside of the Nakes. They're not really left with much. They don't have a mech yet, and it's 12 minutes into the game, so it's not looking very good. And no one is getting close to his level 11.
Aloha Dance wants to chomp down some Disruptor burgers, and will be able to do so. No no response there for the Disruptor to be able to make it out. Solo's like, I don't want anything to do with this. Just casually walks back and away. And so we go on as Virtus.Pro will take a big advantage at this point. Really their first big net worth advantage, about 1K and moving on through. And from what I gather, it's about 2 in the morning in Moscow. So it's getting pretty late for some of these players. Past their bedtime rhyme. And they've already played so much Dota today. Very exhausting, you know?
So I think Empire's drafts have, I wouldn't say become more simplistic as the night goes on, but now at this point they're just picking Lifestealer and Darkseer and just running at the enemy team and hoping that they win fights. Which honestly, yeah, the Lifestealer's doing okay, but the Drow Ranger's doing better. Yeah.
Oh. They will take a tower, alright, they get some money that way. Will they make it out alive? Nope, they've jumped in, they've hog-tied up, precious little Aloha Dance. They bring them on down, and now they scavenge. They want to find anyone from Empire. Grab them, pull them back. King R's, R's too, as they get Warlock. Double kill for Ramses. And Rhyme, this could be over very fast as Virtus.Pro.
Let's not be pessimistic here.
I don't know.
only died the first time. They're about to get the mech on the Darkseer. They've got another rock to use. PA has fallen over more than she would have liked, but oh,
She's gonna fall over again, right on her ass, because she gets doomed up, chopped down solos, just chasing her part. Here comes the
maybe
birds.
she's okay. Maybe she's fine. Maybe she's not gonna die horribly. No, she's not fine. She's dead.
Killing spree. Buyback from G. Oh my, can he get close enough to get the revenge kill? He's going for it. Lil pops out the new birds, some new stuns. And that will be the end of it. They've made it out. Help coming out from the glimpse back.
She doesn't care. She's just
oh
running
my
up.
God,
He's had
she's like,
enough.
get back here, you son of a bitch. He wants it so bad. He's giving up. This man, just give it to him. He'll fight anybody. Oh, he finally pulls off. Man, he's just like, I don't give a shit. I'm going in there. That is a broken man. I am very sorry, G. It's been a hell of a day, hell of a qualifier, and an emotional roller coaster for Empire, I'm sure. I do not blame them. But,
sometimes you're playing PA mid and he just dies over. Like last game, he just got victimized by Solo or by no one in the mid lane, and now he's getting out farmed by Solo. Now it's just
you gotta have like seriously
desolate for him, isn't it? It's just
you gotta have like the strongest mental like fortitude, like now more than ever if you're Empire, you know, and if you're a pro player and you're just like you're in that position on a team that's like, you know, the tier 2, tier 3, especially in Europe. There's just so many strong competitors, and you want to be the one that makes it in. And it's a tough journey for teams like Empire, man. Already a long day. Already have experienced coming up a bit short in the European Open Qualifier number 2.
Here we go.
At one point, hopped in the American Open Qualifier, and now they're back at Dota Pit, hoping to get a win somewhere. Can they get it now? They make the jump. Nice, quick crits come out. And they'll make quick work of the Disruptor. Empire will take any win at this point because there should be a little bit of rubber band in play, but one little Disruptor kill is not going to be enough to be a game changer here.
I also just realized their only stuns are the vacuum and the rock, so
yeah, that's not the best. Not a lot of good lockdown, that's for sure. They're fast though. Let's remind you that Enchantress is the fastest in the game, Ryan.
Yeah.
And she could get stuns, maybe. Depending on the creeps, you know?
Depending on the creeps, but unfortunately there are... Oh, she does have a centaur available, so they do have that going.
That's all the stun you need.
And Ramses now, he's got his big dagger. He's 400 gold off his 4-star. He's acquiring net worth at a dangerous rate. G gets silenced out and doomed, and he pops the Indus rune.
Oh, the rock comes down, but it's a defensive rock, and if Virtus.Pro want, they could just pull on back and away and reset
no one's
a bit.
Going to go back in, I think.
They're looking to chase in. Kinetic Field will slow the roll of Miposha quite a bit. They do manage to get the glimpse, but Aloha Dance will rage it right off and look to get the finish on the solo. They're successful on that. Empire, goddamn, they're just so bloodthirsty. They'll take anything. Any wounded animal in front of them, they're like, just get him. Just get him now.
Yeah, really unfortunately though, no one flanked them a bit with the Shadow Blade and goes for the courier, catches that and TP's out. Empire really couldn't do anything about that. But
I mean, I will say Empire have had some of the best courier kills this series, but that doesn't matter in the end of the game, as they will get the quick snap, quick pullback. Oh, is he trying to toggle his way out? No, I will not be able to do so. Aloha Dance does get dropped. And as G makes a hard commitment in, is going to get bumped back and away, and the shots begin to fire out now by the Drow, by everybody from Virtus.Pro. Is this it for Empire? Are they broken and beaten? An Echo Saber does come out, so I think they will look to fight on, but it's another successful skirmish for Virtus.Pro. Everything really on the up and up, or, well, on the rapid fall down if you're looking at the net worth graph. All going the way of Virtus.Pro.
Yep, Visage grows stronger. He's getting close to the Ags. Well, not really close, he's 2k off, but you get what I mean. The 4 stuff is coming out now on the Batrider. He decides to not pick it up when he leaves the base. He doesn't want to show it yet. It's a very secretive 4 stuff. He doesn't want to show the jungle centaurs what may be lurking in his inventory. No one's getting closer to something. Could be almost anything really. He might just want to go for a Hurricane Pike and just kind of get away from the lifesteal, or he might go for Yasha.
Yeah, Hurricane Pike seems probably like a...
I think Yasha before though.
Yeah.
Thinks he can get away with that. I do like the idea that...
That's the other thing. I mean, you're talking about a team that's getting Dagon on Chen, so I mean, they can really do whatever they want.
He's probably just going to go max damage. I might even... Not going to go Silver, surely. Yeah, that's not a thing. But... What's he going to get? Silver Edge...
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
He got it?
Yeah,
Is that
he
what
got
he's
silver
getting?
address, but as soon as I say that's not a thing, he just buys a silver address.
Well, for who, really? Oh, the Enchantress?
Yeah,
She's
it's
not
for
that
the
much.
for the
She is not a
PA
problem.
for the PA and the
Oh,
Enchantress.
the blur. Yeah. Okay, why? That's fine. Whatever.
Yeah, but I think like it wouldn't be. I guess it makes you tankier and it lower cooldown. It's just a better just better shadow bait. So why not?
Yeah, the tonkiness is pretty good. No one has a mech on their team, so I guess you could just have to take whatever HP you got if no one's going to provide the little bit extra loving. What's happening
Solo
down
just
here?
walks past the medium camp, grabs a wolf as the tier 2 siege begins. Honestly, why would they stop at the tier 2? What are Empire going to trade for? Are they going to keep going?
Yeah, Virtus.Pro,
Looks like
this
it.
is their time. This is their time. Here they go.
Silver
Bottom
bridge up
lane.
on the drow.
Got a shiny new weapon. And they pull off. Okay, never mind. Psych. We're not pushing bottom lane. Haha, Empire. They pull all their attention to the bottom, and they're going to take their business elsewhere here. Maybe stalling things out for the next Roche before they decide to ascend into Empire territory. I don't know. But nonetheless, Virtus.Pro say this is not the right time yet. They'll play some wards down, and they will force Empire to wait.
Yeah, entirely understandable. Their main high ground source of damage is, well, Drow hitting with the increased range, but mostly just the Visage Birds just kind of walking out with Drow Aura. So they 400 gold off an Axe on Visage, so why would you risk it, really? And they've got some
Lightstealer
more
hasn't been
items
in G
going.
the whole time, right? I saw him in G last time, but I came back to him and he's still there.
Oh no, he's been in there the whole time.
Oh.
He's got 88 CS at 20 minutes. He's become one with G for...
He's probably in the bathroom, probably. I don't know.
Yeah, he's just...
Alright. Well, they're going to try to do something with this. They're like, eventually they'll forget about Lifestealer.
Yeah. Lifestealer's just like forgot he was in the game, he's just watching, like he's probably time for him to like come out of the infest and he's just not even paying attention.
There they come rushing on in. Ramsey's, right over the cliff. Can watch him from above. There's the jump, gets the grab, pullback. The bomb comes off, but a static storm is going to be dropped right on top of him. And a wall comes out too. They're going to be trading 1 for 1 as it gets cores apart. Rock faked once, not going to be committed yet, but instead they just nuke apart and assault and take down the Warlock. Man, before he can even drop the chaotic offer, he doesn't even get the chance. They'll also get the follow-up takedown as they easily slide through Ghost Chick. And it is just a slaughterhouse here. Virtus.Pro, 5-man wipe of Empire here. As they try to make their own approach inside Virtus.Pro territory. They are just put in a bit of an awkward spot, all led in by Ramsey's kind of taking that high ground vision and allowing him to be in a just kind of a better spot.
Yeah, so Empire have all kind of died. Doom being quite effective to deal with the Lifestealer, who admittedly is quite underfarmed at this point. And the Drow is getting... yeah, the Hurricane Pike going. And I must apologise for my earlier use of slightly crude language. I feel very guilty about it.
Nah, it's all fucking good, dude. I don't wouldn't worry about it.
So the
too
Axe
much.
is out now on Visage. So he is the Tower Destroyer.
Oh yeah, look at
Buildings
this.
tremble before him.
Blop, 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 blop. Quickly take a casual, 8th life off. No big deal. Couple of shots in. Forces Empire to be at attendance here.
Solo's got his Blade Mail and he walks right into Roche.
Roche is up. They spot it out. Let's do it. And Empire, they could smoke, but they will have to deward first. Do they see a smoke on anybody? No, no one has a smoke on hand. And they're just walking that way, under vision. Okay, well, it's like Virtus.Pro to counterfight or like wrap around, but they've taken out Roche so freaking fast that it's not even necessary. And they'll just leave before Empire even get close enough. Except for no one. No one's
like,
hanging around.
kind of sitting around just seeing what's up. G, he's got his VIP booster, so he's getting gear. And Aloha Dance goes back to what he knows best.
The backpack of PA.
Mhm.
Back inside you go, friend, as they hope for a casual approach mirror, maybe a jump onto no one. They have to make sure they have detection and everything ready, as he does have that silver edge still. But help is right behind him, and if Empire strike at a bad time, could be game ending at this point. I mean, you're talking about being 4 fights down. Oh, they see an opportunity as they jump in for Solo. He pops the Blade Mill at that moment, and all chaos breaks out. And, well, did I say could end sooner than later? That may be the case, as quickly a flying triple kill comes out from Lil as he shreds everyone apart, flexing off his new active scepter. He gets the Ultra, and Virtus.Pro, they get the win, as they have now qualified for the Dota Pit Land. Congratulations to them. Hard fought, long day by Empire, But after this series, it's going to be 3-0 for Virtus.Pro. At the end of the day, Ryan.